G'day, this is Captain Australia, and tonight I'm at Moruya, and I'm staying at the Waterfront Hotel Motel here, and thank you so much to Mark, Mandy and the lovely staff here. Just had a lovely time. I don't know if you can see the gorgeous sunset in the background there, and the way that it just reflects on the river there. I find that so beautiful, and I find the people in town here so beautiful. Andrew says hello. Let me put on my old man spectacles, sorry. Chuck Macca is the bomb. There she is. Hello Melissa, how are you? Pleasure to meet you today. You can't hear me at all? Bloody hell. How's that? Is that any better? Is there sound? Sorry, I'm just using the natural sound on the iPhone. You should be able to hear me okay. Is it still horribly low? Oh no. I gotta toss this phone. I need to invest in a better phone. What if I, oops, can hear you loud and clear, says Kelso. Oh dear. Well, now I'm just confused. I can hear you fine, says Joe. Okay. Oops, well now I've got this little bloody, yeah, let's fix that back up. Kinda try to do that. There we go. Sound is better now. Okay, great. So we are at Moruya at the Waterfront Hotel Motel. Had a few beers. Feeling a bit tipsy, Captain Australia. Today was a delight. Went to the Broulee, the Carroll College there, and the stream died. Like just as I'm approaching this wall of children, the stream died. So I don't know if I bumped something, or if it's the temperature, or if it's the reception. But yeah, sadly I didn't capture the moment. But my mate Einstein, who's been following me since Ulladulla, was there, and he filmed some in the background. So I'm hoping at some point I can share that video with you. In the meantime, check out the sunset and the river there. So it's quite gorgeous here. I find it very, yeah, I find these sights and the beauty just makes me emotional, and the people too. So I got to meet the newly elected mayor. Holy crap, whose name I've forgotten. I think he said Matt from Alabama. Lovely, lovely man, and I think he'll be a visionary. Well, you know, is leader the right word when you're part of the community? Yeah, leader's the right word. He'll be a visionary leader for the community because he's so deep in the community here. Matt, okay, thank you. And Mark is the guy who runs the hotel motel here. He's been lovely. Yeah, so, oh, getting dark. So the sunset is not as lingering or as beautiful as it was yesterday, sadly. But yeah, I will tomorrow get up very early, 5 o'clock in the morning, because I have a radio interview with Power FM in Bega tomorrow morning at 5:30. After that, I'll just gather my gear and hit the road. So my foot is healing up nicely, doing really well. And I just thought, since it's pretty here, I'd just give you a quick recap on the walk, who I am, what I've done, why, because I think we've just got a lot of new people watching. So, my name is Simon. In September 2016, I was diagnosed with an invasive head and neck cancer. I was given 6 months to live, but there was also a 40 to 60% chance that chemoradiation could shrink the tumour and make it surgically manageable. It even achieved total curative treatment. And I had total and complete metabolic response to the treatment and beat the cancer. But the horrible side effects, the treatments, I couldn't get past it, and I couldn't come back. And I think the worst part of it was hope, just slowly leaking out of me. Hope withering and dying. And I think we have all sort of had to understand how that feels as we've had to deal with the pandemic and all of these sort of outrageous reactions to it. The way that it's made us a bit more combative, you know, a bit more separated from each other, from the people that we love and care about. And I think that for me, hope is just this essential thing in the human condition. Without it, you'll get nowhere. With it, you are powerful. And I had lost all of mine. In December of last year, I was just a ghost walking. I was just waiting to die. And I was underperforming as a dad, and that made me, I don't know, have a moment of inspiration. And where are we off to next? I think it's a place called Moruya. No, I'm at Moruya, and we're going to Naruma, I think. I'll talk about that in the morning. But yeah, the whole thing wrecked me, and I couldn't come back. But I remembered a walk I took as a child from Brisbane to Sydney. I got as far as Gloucester, and it was to escape a bad domestic situation, and it was reviving of the hope in my young life. And I invested everything in the idea that if I did that walk again, I could heal myself. And then as I started to plan for that, I decided, well, I could bring Captain Australia back, superhero up for science, and help a charity. And as soon as I decided to do that and became of service, my healing amplified. So hope's a circle, and it can grow and feed itself, and mine did. And now I'm healed. Every dimension that matters as a human being is better. Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, ethical. I'm better. So what matters now then is service of the charity. So I continue my walk just for the adventure of it now. The healing bit is more or less done. I'm sure there's still more room to heal. There's always more room to heal. But the paramount thing now is to do a good job for the charity, to press forward and achieve the goal. We've raised $100,000 so far, and that's wonderful. Wonderful. And I say we, it's not me. The walk is now something that we are sharing together, and you and your wonderful donations to the charity. I mean, it's all research into solving pediatric cancer. 950 Aussie children every year diagnosed. 3 kids every week dying. The average age is 6. So yeah, it's about those children. I got a message today. You might have seen a couple of streams for kids today. So I got a message from Archer's mum saying that he's had a bad day. He's got burns from the chemotherapy treatment he's taken in Westmead Hospital at the moment. So I just wanted to encourage him. There's another lovely young man, Jai. My dear friends, Archer and Jai. So I wanted to send them messages earlier. And otherwise I've been pretty inactive, just resting, taking it easy. So I thought I owed you a good sort of a chatty stream tonight, just to, you know, let you know what's going on and what's the plan. So I'm going to hang out here for a bit longer, and then I will take my rest, get up quite early in the morning, and move forward. Press south, and there's a possibility, I think, to take more of a coastal road for a little while, from Naruma through to some town whose name I can't remember yet, because I only look about a day in advance. So we're just going to push south, and Einstein's still following me. So the beauty of that is I've been able to offload a little bit of gear, because I don't need to carry all 3 of my uniforms. So, you know, I was able to just offload a little bit of gear to Einstein. So now instead of 25k, I've been able to lighten the pack to about, I'll say 20, which is really great. So I'll feel better, I'll make better pace. And just some of the things that I just really don't need for day-to-day survival, I've been able to, you know, I can get that in 3 days' time or something. Please hang on to it, mate. So it's a joy to have my friend Einstein following me. So I met him in Ulladulla, and I'm privileged to know him. He's a lovely man. And hella funny guy too. So yeah, let me show you. Because having told the story, let's have a look where we are and then look at comments. So that's the bridge there. Let's turn this light off and see if that improves it. So that's the bridge into Nowra, reflecting on the water. That's the last of the sun saying goodbye. And this is the waterfront hotel. So see the pretty tree in the background there? And now we can turn this back on so you can kind of see me. behind there, that's maroon. You can see where I'm pointing. That's my magic flag poking up. Now the flag is wrecked. It is completely wrecked to the point of being unusable. But I've got a replacement coming down. It's being sent to the radio station in Viga. So I bought 2 of them when I had the flags made. It was by a printing house in Western Australia, in Perth, I think. Cost me, I can't remember, about $450, I think. So I got 2 of them. This one's wrecked, but I'll be able to just sort of replace it and start walking around with the flag again. So I'm stuck with I'm flagless until I get to Bega. But yeah, that's all going to work out okay. Now let's love guys both. You are both amazing, and who's the smartest? Well, that's the thing. Sorry, we met the person commenting now. Macca is the bomb. We met her today after visiting the school at Broulee, Carroll College. Lovely woman, funny woman. We made some pretty good jokes and had a good giggle. But I asked her at one point, you know, this guy's Einstein, and I'm starting to think maybe some of that smoke and mirrors. Maybe he's not the smartest man in the world. And I asked her who is smartest, me or him, and she took either the wise or coward answer, depending on how you look at it, and said, "Oh, I think you're both very smart." You know, so come on, Macca. You've interviewed us both. You've looked at us, our physiology, our behaviour, all of that. So throw it out there. Tell them all who's the smartest. If it's not me, I won't cry. I mean, I might dispute the finding, but I won't cry. So, Kelly says, "Night, Captain. I have tried to hear you on my iPhone as well, and the sound is shitty for me, sadly. Rest well and catch you tomorrow night from Harvey Bay." I'm going to have to invest in a new set of earbuds, I think. I'm sorry for the garbage sound. In the test streams, these MIFO earbuds I have worked beautifully, but I think they've just given up. So if I can find an electronics store in one of these upcoming towns, I'll find a permanent, better solution, because you deserve better than the garbage quality I've been giving you. Let me look back at the comments. The Adventures of Captain and Einstein. Louise says, "Hope is the only thing that keeps children and their parents going through cancer treatment. I used to call the doctors dealers of hope, as sometimes I didn't believe them." I'm sorry, Louise, that you were affected by pediatric cancer. It's a tragedy. "Thank you, Einstein. You're a great friend," says Kelso. He's a lovely man. Gail says, "Hi, Captain. Beautiful spot you're at. The lights and the last of the daylight in the background is perfect." Thank you, Gail. Haley has a question. Weird question. If you could go back and not have cancer, would you choose not to? Or do as you appreciate where it has taken you? So that is a great question, Haley. And if I could travel back and redo parts of my life, knowing what I know now, and live them more perfectly, would I? Absolutely not. No. Because the risk of changing even a single thing might mean that one of my precious children is not born. And if there's any legacy in me, if there's anything good in me at all, it is in those children. Okay? And there's a line from a movie that I quite enjoyed. It's called The Road. It's based on a book by a guy called Cormac McCarthy, I think. It's a grim movie. It's not always easy to watch, but in it there's a father protecting his child. And when he's explaining why he does that, he says, if that child is not the living word of God, then God never spoke. And that's how I feel about my kids. So would I time travel back? No, hell no. But I got the cancer after they were born. So in that sense, it's a lovely, brilliant question, you know. I don't think I'd change it. I don't think I'd change it. I think for all my suffering and all my weaknesses that I carry after cancer, I have achieved a plateau of strength that was never accessible to me in my life before. So the ordeal is what brought me here. I'm not grateful to the cancer. F you cancer is, you know, the way I feel about the disease, but I no longer give it that footprint in my life either. So I'm more about side effects and health problems and the consequences of it, and they hold less sway over me as well. So would I go back and change it so I never had cancer? No. I'd keep my life the same. Okay, so sorry I missed a couple of comments while musing over that lovely question, Hayley. Jenny says, Jenny Hare. Hey Jenny, is Hare really your name? I don't think I've met a person with Hare as a surname. You make us so proud to be an Australian. You're amazing. Glad you stayed in our town, Moruya. Travel safe, mate. Well, thank you. That's a lovely, lovely comment, Jenny. Cheers. Ethan says, enjoy the rest of your trip, mate. You're an absolute gentleman and a scholar. It was a pleasure to meet you. My son Liam is over the moon that he was able to have a chat. Ethan, you're a very handsome dude, if I can say so, mate. Good on you. If I enjoyed the company, I enjoy the company of men, but not romantically. If I did, I'd be asking for your phone number, buddy. You are gorgeous. Jody, are your children grown now and celebrating this amazing adventure you're on? Oh, they're seeing bits of it. Like my son saw the Broulee school, the Carroll College school, and he was knocked his socks off because he's a high school student now himself, and it made it immediately sort of relatable to him that all of the kids, like the kids who are his peers, were staring at his dad and clapping and, you know, all of that. So yeah, the kids are watching it to a degree, but you know, they've got to do their school and they've got to do all their chores and all of that stuff. So anyway, it's getting dark, so I'll leave the stream there. I'm up really early tomorrow, and I'll be hitting the road for Point South, and I'll give you an update on the route. So I think Bega's still like 100k or something from here. So Bega in 3 or 4 days, depending on how well I go, is the plan. Emma says, my son Austin told me last night while watching your live, I love him, he inspires me. He's 10. He met you at East Lynn on Sunday. Are you kidding? That's so gorgeous. Thank you so much for telling that. Cheers. Jeez. I love that. Oh, Scout Coralie. I got your letter. Loved it. If you ever see this, thank you. I'm not gonna dispose of that letter so I don't have to carry the weight. That's absurd. I'm gonna carry that and treasure that letter. So Scout Coralie sent me a letter. It was delivered to me today by a lovely man called Lay, and I cried. I cried when I read your letter, Coralie. Thank you, and thank you to your mates. Thank you all for your tremendous kindness. I was delighted. What a wonderful letter. Melissa says, love you, Jen, and he's an awesome guy. Hey, glad I met you, mate. Be safe always. The big C sucks balls. L and R. Lol. You mean left and right balls. Okay. As always, Melissa, put with grace and tact. Thank you. And Naka, Emma, Austin, love you, Em. Alright, yeah, all the best. So look, pleasure to meet you today, if I met you today, and thank you for watching, and I appreciate your support. It's getting really dark now, so I'll sign off. And I'm gonna go and FaceTime the kids. So take care of yourself, all the best, and Macca is the bomb. You rock, mate. See you later.